I can't do this anymore.
What?
This.
What, mornings?
No. All of this.
You mean the deal?
Afraid so.
What do you mean? You need better pay, different hours?
No, nothing like that. I'm just... done with this.
Uh-huh. Okay. You wanna...
No.
Suit yourself. So, you're done, huh?
Yep.
You do understand what that means, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I don't think you do.
I do.
And you still think you can quit?
Yeah, it's a free country.
This isn't that kind of job.
I know. But, all the same, I am done.
Nothing I can do to change your mind.
Nope.
Well, let's go get some coffee. Talk things over. Come on. Smells delicious as always.
Sadie was the real cook.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. Not much that's better than your home-cooked eggs.
Hope you don't mind, I left out the bell peppers this time.
Can't stand them.
Me neither.
Not to change the subject, but how long we been doing this for, you think?
15 years, just about.
Summer of 78. Why'd we meet? What was it?
Needed the scratch.
What did you need the scratch for again?
Wasn't too popular with the folks back home. Had to make ends meet.
And Bill needed surgery you couldn't afford.
Yes.
Well, here's what I remember. I had a problem that night, and Jimmy was trying to help me solve that problem when who should come in through that door but you?
Well, I may have been a little tipsy.
I drove you home that night.
As you're so fond of telling me.
Jimmy knew we could help each other, so he called up Tony. We agreed, made a deal. We all agreed. Ugh. Anyone ever tell you you're no good at making coffee?
Every time you visit.
Thought you'd have got it better by now.
Well, Sadie made the coffee. I made the bacon.
It's good bacon. When I was a kid, I thought pigs were all pink with curly tails.
Yorkshires are. Mine are red wattle. American breed. Not a lot of them out there,
That's so.
Mm-hmm. Always thought it'd be nice, to raise pigs that was different. I had some Yorkies way back. Must have been, I don't know, before the service.
Long time ago.
I'm an old man.
You and me both. So why the Waddles? Funny name.
Like I said, American breed. Nearly went extinct. Thought I'd do my part to keep them alive. And that tastes good.
You aren't wrong. The other day, I was reading the paper.
Look at you, an intellectual.
Maybe. Anyways, I read that pigs were as smart as us. You believe that?
You, going somewhere with this?
Nah, just thinking about my food.
What's there to think about?
Nothing, I suppose. Just never thought about it before. Do you think the pigs know?
Know what?
That they're food.
Oh, pigs don't think like that.
How do you know?
'Cause I know pigs. Pigs ain't like us. Well, sure, they're smart. They eat, they sleep, but they do not plan. They don't think about the future.
And I suppose you do?
Every man does.
I think I'm just about finished up here. What do you say I accompany you today?
What, help out with the farm chores? Shovel manure, milk goats, stuff like that?
Sure. Always wanted to know how to milk goats.
As long as you're okay with shoveling manure first. What about your sidekick?
Protege. When I retire, he'll be the man you'll be dealing with. Good guy. Smart. Discreet. Ambitious.
Like you, I guess. But, listen. I told you already. I'm quitting.
We'll see. Huh. I've always wondered what was in this shack.
Have you now?
Figured it was just some old shack at first, but every time I asked what was in there, you haven't been forthcoming.
I have not, no.
Tried to take a look in the window once.
Did you now? Ta-da! Beautiful, right?
Pop machines. Here I figured you had a deep, dark secret.
We have a deep, dark secret. This here is one of my hobbies.
What, collecting them?
Well, sure, I collect them, I guess, but that's not really the point.
Is there a point to any hobby?
It depends. What I meant was that it's no fun to just collect them. I fix them up. That's where the real fun is.
Makes sense.
You look like you want to ask me something.
Why pop machines?
I like a good soda pop.
And the jump from that to having a bunch of machines in a blacked out shed?
I used to work at the town library after school, and somebody thought it would be a good idea to put in a pop machine. 50, 51, thereabouts. Anyways, it was cantankerous, as these things tended to be, especially back then, and Mrs. Olson. She was the librarian at the time. Knew I was handy, asked me to fix it.
And you've been fixing pop machines ever since?
Well, not exactly. Didn't think much of it for years until after some time I got back from overseas, and I was at this junkyard, and I saw a Kruger Schmidt.
A what?
A Kruger Schmidt. Yeah, I jumble the words, I know, probably French or something.
It sounds German.
German. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, updated that I just had to take it home and fix it. Of course, you know how the wife is. She just about threw a hissy fit. But I brought her to this here shed and got to work. Fixed her up real nice,
Then what?
Had myself a nice pop. And then I sold it and figured that was all there was to it. But then there was an auction in town and someone was selling a pair of Vendos. Well, I figured, hey, I could fix that too.
And it snowballed from there.
That it did.
But why?
It relaxes me.
I don't know, soda machines. It's an unusual thing for a man to want to fix. Don't people get paid to fix them?
It is unusual, but when the missus and I would get into fights or when things was bad or I was anxious, well, I don't know. Well, Sadie's sister, once she passed, told me that it was all right to cry, that it wasn't weakness, that it was okay. And I remember sitting there in that empty living room with everyone murmuring and telling me how sorry they were, and I didn't feel like I needed to cry.
Didn't you miss her?
Of course I did. Still do, but I don't know. Not everybody needs to cry. I don't need to cry. I don't get in that way, you know? Weakness? No. I don't know what she was talking about, weakness. Crying never felt weak to me. That's just not how I am.
I can't remember the last time I cried. Maybe that movie about the boy and his dogs.
Oh, always cry over that one. Dogs are good. Innocent. Yeah, when a dog dies, that always moves me to tears.
Yeah.
But Josie insisted. Then she kept insisting. Then, I don't know. I think she got offended I wouldn't cry, as if she loved Sadie more than me. And she made me feel like I was something wrong. Of course, that wasn't true. There wasn't nothing wrong with me. I just didn't, I wasn't like that. It wasn't what I needed. It wasn't how I needed to grieve. This is how I grieve, this right here. When I got a problem, I fix it. And when I fix it, I fix a little part of me. And I don't know how or why, but it's healing. It's a healing thing, and that's why a man's got to have a hobby.
Sorry,
No, it's all right. I figured, I figured if someone's got to know, this is my quiet little hobby. A thing I do to help me work out my worries.
Well, yeah, looks like you fixed this one up real nice.
I'm proud of it. Proud of all of them. But I'm proud of this one most.
Thank you for taking the time to show me.
There's another reason I wanted to show this to you.
What's that?
If you want it, it's yours.
What am I going to do with a pop machine?
Well, grab yourself a nice, refreshing drink of soda every so often, you big dummy.
Wait, I couldn't possibly.
Please. A little memento of our time together.
Oh, come on. A memento? Let's keep this train rolling. We can work something out.
You come on back by, pick up the soda machine. Take it home with you. Or don't. If you really got no use for it, I won't be offended.
I'll think it over. What's next? Why horseshoes?
What do you mean?
It just seems, I don't know, quaint.
Well, look around you. My nearest neighbor lives, half a mile down the road. It ain't the city. We don't have nightclubs and pool halls to go hang out at.
Pool halls? What is this, 1890? This is 1992, friend. We got shopping malls for teenagers, restaurants, clubs, whatever. But pool halls? I don't even know if they had those when I was a kid.
Uh-huh. Well, time doesn't pass out here as quickly, I suppose. No need for all that, stimulation.
Ah, so you play horseshoes.
Mm-hmm. Or read a good book? Develop photos you took for yourself? Go fly fishing?
It sounds idyllic. Quaint, but idyllic. And you just want to give up this home-cooked paradise?
That's lonely, too.
We could get you a nice place in the city.
Never was one for crowds.
Thought you said you were lonely.
I'd be just as lonely in a crowd. Sadie, nobody else could really see me. Understand what I was.
How do you figure? What?
After Saigon, when I got back, all these people were hugging their loved ones or protesting or whatever, and I don't know. I never felt more alone in all my life. I was home. I should have been happy, and I wasn't.
Well, it wasn't a popular war. You lost friends too, right?
Yeah, but I got home. It was dark, and there was Sadie, waiting for me. Porch light like a halo around her head. And I knew I wasn't alone anymore.
So you came back to your high school sweetheart.
I thought he'd have married her by then. I didn't think she'd wait for me.
Why not? You're a handsome guy. I bet all sorts wanted you, especially back then. Women love a man in uniform.
You see that house on the hill?
What, the burned out one? I always wondered what happened there.
Gary Gordon. Of the Gordon family. Went to high school with us. But, well, most of us were farm folk. Sadie, her dad, was the county judge, so for us that's pretty high society. The Gordons owned a lot of land, and all that passed to Gary after his ma died. In high school, he'd been our quarterback after his pa paid off the school, but he wasn't a bad athlete.
Good-looking guy?
Oh, a real James Dean. And he had eyes for Sadie. The poor farm boy who couldn't play on the team versus the star quarterback. Shit, what kind of contest was that?
Hey, who wouldn't want all this?
Man, yet when I came home, there she was.
Where was Gary? He served too?
Gary was too rich to serve. Star quarterback had some health exemption. Didn't get drafted.
So then, where was he?
Running his dad's business. Trying to win her heart. Didn't work. Well, she invited him to the wedding. I didn't want him there, but, well, you know Sadie. Well, Gordons own most of the property around here, including the 200 acres surrounding that hill.
Right.
And he built a house.
A house? Wait, that house?
The very same.
Looks like it was a mansion.
It was.
Why'd he build it?
I don't know. To remind her what she'd given up, maybe?
So, what happened to the wealthy Gary Gordon in his mansion?
Well, he built it one year, must have been 1966 or so, and he went inside and he just disappeared. Then one night, about a year later, there was a storm and boom, no more Gary Gordon.
No more Gary Gordon.
Maybe he was lonely too.
Maybe. All right, you win. What next? Don't you own a tractor?
What?
Well, pigs, I guess. Goats, too. Some fellas have chickens and cows. That's all well and good, but what's the point of a horse?
Horses are God's most beautiful creatures.
What, you just keep a horse around because they're beautiful?
Horses belong on farms.
You know, you haven't got a saddle for him, so you don't ride him. He's no racehorse. Can't eat him. What's the point?
I don't see the point in a farm without a horse. Gotta have a horse.
And what's this about them being beautiful? Beautiful, really. Beautiful, he says. Spindly legs and bloated bellies and those weird teeth. Sleep standing up. Who sleeps standing up? Something wrong with that. Aren't you going to say something?
One day maybe this fella will understand. There you go. There you go.
To me, I mean.
I keep apples here 'cause he likes them. Likes the salt lick, too. Want to feed him one?
Nah, I'm good.
Suit yourself. All righty, here you go, boy. No, I gotta get going. Why don't you walk on out to pasture, rest a spell?
Oof. Horses give me the willies.
Can't see why.
You know, back home they call you the pig farmer.
That description is apt.
And yet, you also have goats.
I do also have goats. And a horse. And I had a dog. Tried cows once. Bill raised a newt or something, but, well, it died.
Well, most people have, I don't know, chickens and cows. You got goats.
Is that, judgment I hear?
No judgment, no. Just wondering, why goats?
Goat milk.
There can't be much profit in that.
Well, there's enough. Besides, I had you.
Have. You still have.
As I've said, I'm no longer interested in that particular revenue stream.
We're the ones who sever ties. And you don't want us severing ties.
I believe I made myself clear.
You know, I feel like we've had this conversation a couple of times now, and you still don't seem to get that I'm done with this line is just going to look really silly at the end of the day.
You were asking me about goats.
Yeah, goats.
I like them. They like to play. They'll eat just about anything. The milk's an acquired taste, but I've always liked the cheese. Meat's good with the right curry. A friend taught me that a while back.
So, you like them for the utility?
I like them because they're playful. Want to get started?
Started?
Milking.
Oh, hey, really? I've always wanted to try that.
Well, here's your chance. My goats are smart. They know what's up, so they'll just walk up. Here they are. Come on. Now they'll just take their positions here like they should. Got feed all ready for them. Just you take a seat there.
Not very comfortable.
Suppose not. Well, now that we're seated, all you gotta do is grab the teat with your thumb and forefinger.
And pull?
No, don't pull. Just sort of rhythmically squeeze with the rest of your fingers. Gently pushing the milk out.
Like this?
Just like that, yes. All you gotta do is do that till the goat's out of milk.
Huh. This is kind of nice.
I found it relaxing.
Well, I think I could get used to this.
Why don't you?
Say what?
Why not get used to this?
What, and come work with you?
Sure.
Yeah, some folks might take issue with that.
Well, can't make everybody happy. Better than ending up shot.